Wait, just keep taking them.
I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car. Hit the button, drive real far.
Go on, Isabel! Yeah!
I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new day. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. You can't wait to see me now, 'cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake alone at night. Oh, put that record on again. Oh, my love, it's you and I. Close, close, and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. How was your weekend? Did you get up to much? I didn't really get up to much. So at the weekend I ran the London Marathon for the MS Society, which is crazy. Here's my medal. It's a proper medal, happy with that. But yeah, I thought I would quickly film a video. I've got a few questions that I've got from my Instagram and yeah, let's go through them. My camera battery is now flashing, but let's see how many of the questions I can get through before it dies. Just want to quickly start with the day itself. Like, the day itself could not have gone any better. I was really chilled about the whole marathon thing until I went to register at the XL Centre in London and get my number, when all of a sudden my body started shaking uncontrollably and I could barely speak to people because I was just hit by seeing how many people were there and thinking, oh my goodness, all of these people are going to be running alongside me on Sunday, and I felt really overwhelmed. But then kind of in the days running up to the marathon, I just kind of decided I was going to be really chilled, and I didn't put any pressure on myself and just said to myself, it doesn't matter what time I get in, I'm doing this just to like finish. And I think that mentality kind of really helped me get round. But yeah, the day itself, the night before, I slept reasonably well. I woke up, went to the toilet, which was really important to do before obviously running the whole day. The day before I had eaten really well, so I felt like not full, heavy, but I felt like my muscles were ready to go. And yeah, got up at 6 in the morning and quickly got ready, hopped on the train and had some porridge and loads of water and some beetroot juice, which must have done wonders for me. And yeah, headed up to London. It was so busy, and literally just everywhere you looked there were people with their race numbers on, carrying stuff in their bags that you get given to put your stuff away. And it was just, you know, there was atmosphere already, even at like 7 in the morning. But yeah, got to my starting pen. I started in the red pen, or the red start. I think there's 3 starts, and I was in one of the last pens to actually start. So the race started at 10, but I didn't actually start running until 5 to 11. It was so cold in the morning, but I mean, that was one of the things that I just couldn't have wished for anything better. The weather was amazing for running. It was slightly cold, there was a bit of like drizzle from time and again, and yeah, I just think everything was in my favour, and I think that it was in the favour for a lot of other runners, because I think there was like 2,000 more finishers than there was last year. But I mean, thinking back on it now, I cannot believe I ran the London Marathon. A lot of it is running through kind of residential parts, so to me it didn't feel like I was running the London Marathon until right at the end, when you start going through kind of landmarks, see the London Eye, etc. But the crowds the whole way round were just absolutely amazing. Everyone kind of puts their name on their t-shirts and everyone just supports each other, and the crowds just say, come on, like, come on Izzy, you can do it, keep going. I didn't listen to music at all. I had headphones with me, but I didn't put them in once, just because the crowd was amazing, and every kind of couple of corners there would be people playing music somewhere or bands, and yeah, it was so cool, and I'd really recommend it to anyone who wants to do it. So I finished the marathon in 5 hours, 18 minutes and 52 seconds, which is something I didn't think was going to happen. I feel like the marathon, out of all of my training, was the best run that I had. Where I live, I was training and doing my long runs in a place that has loads of hills, or I would be training and running at my boyfriend's, and there's loads of hills there. So my training started the week of Christmas, so it was 17 weeks, and literally every single run that I did was up and down hills. So I think that must have helped me, because the marathon is relatively flat. So that's what I can attribute to my success. But I honestly, on the day, didn't put any pressure on myself, was not running for a time, thought I'll probably do it in anywhere from like 5 hours to 6 hours, or maybe even longer than that, but as long as I just get round, then it honestly doesn't bother me. This was more of a kind of, I don't know, just something that I needed to do for myself, and just, yeah, getting round was going to be such a huge achievement regardless of the time that I got. So I'm going to start answering some questions now. The first one was, these were all sent to my Instagram, which is @Izzy_MS. If you want to follow me there, that'd be great. What are your plans post-marathon? So right now it's been 3 days post-marathon, and I'm finally starting to walk around with no pain. Honestly, the day after, the pain in my hips, my knees, and it was joint pain. It wasn't really muscular. I mean, my calves were destroyed, but I was walking around like an elderly person. The pain was crazy, and my joints had completely kind of seized up. But now, 3 days post, I'm starting to walk around a lot more easier. But my plans post-marathon are just chill, and I'm looking forward to being able to train in the gym and do what I want to do, and like not train with any pressure or like train for anything, just go to the gym and enjoy myself and start to build up some muscle again, because I've lost quite a bit of muscle because I've been doing predominantly cardio based stuff. But yeah, I really want to try and keep up my cardiovascular fitness, because I think it's cool that I could be able to like run 10 miles instead of traveling somewhere. For example, when I was training, often my boyfriend would go to the gym, and instead of me going with him in the car, I would run there, which was about 10 miles. And I think that that's a cool thing to be able to do, and I'd like to keep that going. But yeah, really, I just want to make sure that my body is fine, and yeah, I'm just going to chill out, and I don't really have any plans post-marathon. Just want to, yeah, keep training and train in a more kind of relaxed way, and not put any pressure on myself. The next question is, how do you feel afterwards, mentally and physically, and well done? Well, mentally I feel amazing. I do feel as though I don't know what I'm doing now, because my life has been running and training for so long. But yeah, mentally I feel on top of the world. Like, it feels like a dream that I ran the marathon. I mean, up until mile 14, I knew I was running the marathon, and it was a little bit of a mental battle. But then literally, I don't know what happened to me from mile 14 to mile 24, because suddenly I was at mile 24 and I was basically at the end, and I just was amazed. So the day after, I felt on top of the world. and just so happy that I don't have to do any more running. Physically, I feel good, I feel strong, I feel used and abused slightly, but yeah, I'm ready to kind of get some flexibility back and really let my muscles rest for a bit before I start hitting them again with some weight training and getting stronger physically. The next question is, I would just like to know how the run went. The run went so well, so insanely well. From about mile 20 onwards, my hips went, my calves went, I felt in pain, but I don't know, it was just amazing the day. I had loads of people who came to support me, who I saw quite regularly along the way, which was amazing. The crowd was amazing. That everyone was giving out sweets and I was eating all the sweets. I was probably high on sugar because I was having so many Lucozades. But yeah, I was just going around and it was amazing. And I think I had watched a few like YouTube videos of people running the marathon. And so, for example, when I came to the Cutty Sark, I came to that really quickly and I thought, wow, how am I here? And then all of a sudden I was in the tunnel just after mile 23 and I had a friend who was on mile 23 on the Lucozade stand. So I saw him, I just went through the tunnel and I was basically there. And the run, I cannot even, it feels like a dream. It just went so well. And I can't believe that I did it in that time. Next question is, did you wear your hydration pack when you ran the marathon? So if anyone's seen my marathon kind of training videos, kind of the end ones, I got this hydration rucksack with like a pouch in the back that you could fill up with water. I think it's called a bladder. Maybe I'm wrong. And no, I didn't wear that on the marathon. As I was running, there were so many water stations. They were giving out like little bottles of water, which I just carried with me until I drank it and then got another one. But I think it's important definitely not to overhydrate when you are running. So I was kind of mindful of that. I kind of only really drank as I was taking on gels to help my gels go in and help my stomach. But I think maybe that's another reason why I did so well on the run, because when I went on my long runs in my training, I had this bladder that I could fill up with 1.5 litres of water, which obviously weighs you down. So because I was running without that, because I was running on something that was relatively flat, I think it went really well. So no, I didn't wear my hydration pack, but I've still got it. I guess I'll use it for like cycling now, or maybe some long runs that I do just for fun. Not that long runs are fun at all. So the next question is, what was your fave mile and what was your least fave mile? So I'll do my least favourite mile first. That was mile 14. So I think in my head, what I was saying to myself was just get to halfway, and then if you want to, I allowed myself to do kind of run walking. So I was like, just get to halfway, and then you can run walk if you feel like you need to. So getting to halfway, you go across Tower Bridge and it's so rammed full of people and the atmosphere is amazing. So you get across Tower Bridge, then you turn a corner and you see the longest road, straight road that just goes on as far as the eye can see, and as you're kind of halfway down, you think you're halfway down the road, you keep looking and it just keeps going on and on and on, and then on the other side you can see people running back. So that really was not my favourite mile, because I just felt like I was going to be running and then I was going to have to turn back and run all the way back up, and I just felt like, no, I literally cannot do that. But luckily you go down the road and you kind of do a big loop around and then you come back. So that was all right. But yeah, mile 14, hit the wall. What saved me was Lucozade gave out some jelly beans and I was enjoying them, and I'd seen my friends who are up there. So kind of, yeah, hit the wall at mile 14, didn't really enjoy it, and then kind of thought to myself, well, what am I going to do? Am I not going to complete this? Of course I'm going to complete it, just kind of get on with it. And then my favourite mile, I think, was mile 18. And that was the first time I saw my family, and I asked them what time I was doing and how I was going, because they had the app on their phone and they were tracking me, and I had no idea how I was doing. And they said, you're doing so well, you could finish around 5 hours. And I thought, 5 hours? because by that point I've been doing a little bit of running, a little bit of walking from mile 14 onwards. And I thought 5 hours, wow, like I better get going then. So that really like gave me a boost, like, no, I can do this, I'm doing well. Mile 18 now, there's not long left to go. My camera battery just died, so that's a bit sad, but I'm doing it on my phone now. And the next question was, do you have any blisters? And I haven't actually checked, but I don't think I do. But I do have one black toenail. When I was training, I had a pair of trainers originally. I was running on them until about mile 16 in my training. And it just, the trainers started slicing up my foot so badly. So went to a running shop. My previous trainers were from a running shop. I went back to the running shop, said my issue, and they basically gave me some new trainers, and I went up half a size in trainers because they said when you run, your feet swell up. So that could be the reason why you've almost lost a toenail and your feet are sliced up. So yeah, I think my feet are genuinely in quite good nick, to be honest. Didn't actually lose the toenail, but I've got one purple toenail at the moment. The next question is, how long did you train for and how many times did you train per week? So I started my training the week of Christmas, my proper training, but really I was kind of preparing my body to start the training in August. So long story short, had my first MS attack, lost the use of my left leg. And then my left leg healed amazingly and I could walk and everything. But to be honest, when I was moving quicker, so running, the messages were going too slow to my left leg for it to actually be useful. So didn't run for ages. In August, randomly went on the treadmill, could feel that my left leg was finally working again. My body had healed, like that little bit extra to be useful to me when running, which was amazing, cried, whatever. So thought, right, it's now or never if I'm going to do a marathon, got to do it now. So I said to myself, start running, see how it feels, and decide by Christmas if you want to do a marathon, because I was going to do a charity place for the MS Society. Started running, got up to about 12k, I think, or 14k around Christmas time, and thought, this feels all right, let's go for it. Then I started my training. I will link a video down below where I talk about my training, but it was 17 weeks. I got it off the Virgin Money London Marathon website. So it was a training guide that they obviously advertised, and it worked. But it was 4 runs per week. I think one was kind of an easy run just to get yourself ready and prepared for the week and run out the week before. One was like intervals, speed work, one was kind of hills, and one was your long run. So some weeks I did 4 runs, but to be honest, what I found worked best for me was doing 3 runs a week, and also doing other things like going to the gym, doing weight stuff, doing swimming, doing cross training, doing yoga, Pilates, all of it. So yeah, but I mean, people think that running a marathon is hard, but let me tell you, the training is the worst. It is so difficult, and yeah, it was intense. So when people donate, it's not donating to run a marathon. I think I've run about 400 kilometers, more than that, in just my training alone. So yeah, I've done done a lot. So then I got a couple of questions about MS specifically, and if training caused any flare-ups, and I don't think so. I'm really have worked hard to make my body kind of strong and together, and I don't actually experience any symptoms whatsoever. So I'm very lucky, but I have worked really hard to achieve this. And no, I don't think I had any flare-ups. The only thing is, and I don't know if this is specifically MS or if this is just, training for a marathon in general, but when the miles started really adding up, so when I started going like 14 miles, 16 miles, 18 miles, 20 miles, just in myself, in my body, I was tired. I was fatigued. I was so tired, and I really hated feeling like that. Yeah, because the training is intense, and you got to live your life as well as doing the training. I mean, yeah. So I don't think I don't think it caused any symptoms, but I was so tired, and like my mum would always say, you look so pale and tired, and yeah, and I felt it. I just kept saying, I'm training for a marathon, like that is why. And I think as well the training is difficult and it takes it out of you, because towards the end you start getting so worried. Am I going to be able to do this? Start panicking, and it affected my sleep and yeah, but no, now that it's done, I feel so much more energized, and maybe I'm just still on a marathon high, but yeah, I feel good and I feel excited to get my body back kind of moving and grooving how it was last summer, because last summer I felt on top of the world, and that was when I was doing kind of a very balanced kind of training plan, weight stuff, cardio stuff, just enjoying my training. So I'm excited to get back to that. And then the last question I'm going to answer is, would you run a marathon again? I've got asked this a few times. This is difficult. The day was amazing. If anyone wants to run a marathon, do it. The training is so hard, but the day itself like kind of completely outweighed how difficult the training was. I mean, I think if you could just run a marathon without training, everyone would run a marathon, just because the atmosphere is amazing. It's such a big achievement. But would I run another one? I don't really know. Not thinking about it at the moment. If I'd run it and hadn't had a good time, even though I said to myself, I'm not running it for a time, but if I got a bad time, I would feel, I think, more inclined to do it again. But because I'm really happy with the time that I got, and the day was amazing, I couldn't have asked for a better day, I'm kind of don't feel any desire. Don't feel any desire to do another one, but never say never. Even as I was going through my training plan, there were things that I would have changed and things that I would have done differently. So, I mean, maybe I will do another one, but I'm just, really not thinking about it. But yeah, that is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching it. So glad I've got this medal. There is still time to donate to the MS Society. Together we have raised over £3,000, which is insane, but let's see how much more we can do. If this has inspired you in any way and you want to support me, please think about donating. Literally only £1 can do so much. And yeah, let's put so much money into this. Let's find a cure for MS. And I really wanted to run this marathon to show people that MS doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean your life is over, and you will still achieve everything you want to. I will leave the link in my description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.